And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. You miss us? We've been getting a lot of good stuff if you been catching what we're doing. This is Gerald Glassford from the Lakers Fast Break Podcast, also as well, of course, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and of course, the Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week on radio stations worldwide, and of course, all your podcast outlets. Everything goes well. Josh and I will be covering tomorrow the latest news and notes from this past weekend at the box office, plus how we think Alien Earth will close out, and a ton more. Plus, is Netflix now in the bidding for Warner Brothers? Plus, an Xbox rate hike. Again, another rate hike for Xbox. Yikes. We'll talk about that on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos. Hopefully, that'll drop later in the afternoon on Monday. Got this from Summer League right here in Vegas. Was at the Thomas and Mack. They had them selling building right there and thought I'd pick one up. Yes, it does have the actual schedule on the back of all the non-Summer League playoff games that were there. All the regular Summer League playoff games has a listing by day of how each one happened. Didn't have the scores or anything like that, but just had it in advance. So had the schedule. Yeah, so it's really cool. Sure. Thank you so much, Xbox. Truly appreciate it. Great to have everyone here. We're going to be talking a little bit Lakers coming up. Want to mention a couple things before we get underway. Hopefully Joe will be joining us, but he's on the Joe Soro experiment. Hopefully he'll finish up. He said he would jump on as soon as he can. So, yes, the hardware did go up. The price did go up. That's concerning. That's the second price hike in a year on the hardware. So it is concerning indeed. But I just wanted to ask out there, before we go ahead, if you wanted to see the Lakers as a radio show, don't worry. We've got something special in mind for you. Our long-awaited proof of concept radio show covering the world of sports will be tomorrow, live right here at 8 p.m. Pacific to 11 p.m. Pacific. 3 hours. I've got guests coming on. I've got the three hosts that are going to be the most right here. Me, Joe Soro, and a returning John Costa. We will host this radio show, Proof of Concept, that we hope to get on the air on radio stations or radio station, hopefully out there, that'll play our show. So go ahead and listen to what we have to offer tomorrow night, 8 p.m., right there for you. Plus, also as well, have you been catching the NBA team previews? I have had a ton of great conversations. Almost got them done. And with that, I'm ready to just upload them up to you. So I'm doing so one each day right there for you. But our members get it first. And if you want to become a member today, it's just $2.99 a month right there for you at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Just go ahead right there. Punch that button, $2.99 a month. There you go. You're getting access early to all our NBA team previews and eventually gets to everyone else out there. So if you can't get it as far as a $2.99 a month, go ahead and like and subscribe. You get the latest notifications when each and every NBA team preview pops up right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. No, I didn't actually tell you to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. from Fluent. Did not say anything of the sorts. Although with the injury to James Conner, you might have need to get some alternatives there. So Fluent, no, I did not tell you such things. So don't put that out there. That's not a good thing to say when you lie like that. Lying is not good. Your nose grows. And right now it's looking like Pinocchio, I think, when you look in the mirror right there, Fluent Farts. But then again, with a stupid name like Fluent Farts, goes without saying. Daka, what's up? I watched most Lakers games of the last season. Is it just me, or did Luka and Reeves play better than Luka and Bron? Statistically, I believe you are in that mix. I think when they all played together, I don't think the overall outcome was at an optimum. I think if I just remember hearing some stats on it in the past couple of weeks, and I think when they played all three, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. So hopefully they can alleviate that this season. But yes, Fluent, I did not tell you to draft GT. Fluent, stop it. All right, you're not funny. You're not interesting. And no, I did not tell you to draft Genty. He has a terrible offensive line in Las Vegas. And yeah, well, they might as well be in Oakland because they actually block like the Oakland Raiders because they're pretty bad right now. So no, I did not tell you to draft Genty. I did not tell you to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. You did that on your own, and you will go ahead and be liable for that. So yes, stop lying. Lying is not a good thing, as we've seen in recent days. So please don't lie because it doesn't work out for you. Especially again, nobody gives you any credit anyways because your name is Fluent Farts. When you have a non-credible moniker and you try to put non-credible things up there you go. But if you do want to actually hear what I had to say about fantasy football, go over to Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Thank you for setting me up, Fluent Farts, because you didn't even know that you were setting me up for a promo. But if you do want to actually hear what I had to say, plus also what Chris Sardieri a couple weeks ago, or in our primer for fantasy football, go ahead and check out Inside Sports Fantasy Football. No, I didn't force you to do anything. You are never forced to do anything. You do anything on your own free will. It's up to you, your free will. Went ahead and did that. I did not force you to do that. If you did, oh well, say Libby. That's your free will. Speaking out right at you. But thank you for helping me promote Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Nope, I didn't force you to do anything. Nope. I didn't force you to call yourself Fluent Farts, but yeah, that name alone speaks how dumb you really are right now. So that being said, I would love to go ahead and continue that conversation, but I got to talk the Lakers. And the Lakers right now heading to training camp, less than 10 days away from training camp. That's right. Oh, it's coming right around the corner. We have managed to go ahead and live through the doldrums of the summer months after the NBA championship. We've made it through the EuroLeague, and in doing so, of course, what we're seeing there with the training camp coming up there. And in doing so, we wanted to ask, the first 7 players I think are done. I think we've got a good measure of where they're at as far as the actual lineup, as far as the first 7. That's pretty easy to go ahead. LeBron, Luka, Ayton, Austin, Rui, Jake LaRavia, and also as well Marcus Smart. It's pretty much 7. You can go ahead and count it. Now, because he's 7 feet tall, Jackson Hayes, he's going to get some burn as the backup center. After that, it's kind of up for grabs. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt, it's been Jared Vanderbilt. We're not high on him on this show, but also as well, we, have the fact that he's still got 3 years left on his contract, and they may be inclined to play him. Gabe Vincent is a veteran guard coming off the bench, so he'll probably get the first look as a backup guard ahead of some of the young guys. And then you have also Maxi Kleber in that mix as well. Again, Maxi Kleber looked terrible and has looked terrible for a couple of years, but as a veteran, JJ might be more inclined to play such veterans if that's the case. So that being said, I ask you, is there anyone else that can break out? I know we have Dalton Knecht, who at times played really well and at times played really not so well, especially after the trade. Something seems to have gone absolutely wrong with Dalton Knecht. He's really not been able to focus on the game of basketball clearly since that trade has happened, and it's affected his play. So right now, if this was the regular season already, he would have played himself out of the rotation. He has absolutely been terrible. His defense was bad enough, but when his offense can't save him, he is absolutely not able to be playable at all right now. But can he get to that point where he's once again part of the rotation? We'll have to find out in training camp. Could Bronny James defy all the odds of what Joe and I think he is right now and actually become consistent a player as far as in the rotation? I know that Joe said that if Bronny does become a part of the rotation, the Lakers are doomed. Is that the case? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. I mean, Bronny James, very up and down. He had a better summer training camp. Excuse me. He had a better summer league than last year by far, but it was still very much up and down. It was still inconsistent. I mean, they tried to put him at the point and got 8 turnovers, committed 8 turnovers. That was really disappointing indeed. So, with that said, can any of the young guys like Dalton Knecht, Bronny James, brand new rookie Adu Thiero, who didn't get any action, unfortunately, due to injury, none of the major rookies that we're bringing in either a two-way Exhibit 10 or in this case, in Adu Thiero as a second round draft choice, can any of these guys go ahead and get some playing time? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Tough Slow says it's definitely in the doldrums. Yeah, I don't know what to make of Dalton Knecht at this point because he has been severely disappointing this summer. He looked like a player that has regressed since the trade. And when his defense was already one of the worst in the league, it's already hard to play him as is if his shot becomes broken. Because his shot is actually, his form is good, everything looks good. It seems like it's more up here in his head that there seems to be problems out there. Xbox says, I think we need to see more time with Bo Luka and AR and Luka and LBJ. Either way, it's all Luka, how we ultimately go. Yeah, regardless of what the stats say of whether or not Luka plays better with AR or Luka plays better with LBJ, during the regular season, you're going to go ahead and play those three guys together. It's the question I have is in the playoffs, if you can realistically play Luka and AR with their defensive deficiencies. That is the question. And then LeBron James at 41 during the playoffs, how much can he give you on the defensive end? Because the regular season is different. It's a different animal than the playoffs. I mean, flash forward to last year, Lakers obviously exceeded expectations, won 50 games, won the Pacific Division, got the 3rd seed, but ultimately just bowed out in 4-1 in the first round because they got manhandled because the matchup was bad. And as we know, the playoffs are all about matchups. So that's a curious question that Doc had put out there. Who plays better? During the regular season, I still think you, like Xbox says, give it some more time. We only got a sample size of a couple months. I'd like to see something over the course of maybe half the season so we can get a better indication of who plays better with Luka and who doesn't. Because I'm sure they're going to still stagger some minutes between Luka and LeBron. So maybe Luka would be playing with the second unit more, or maybe LeBron will. I don't know how that's going to figure itself out, but they're going to have to go ahead and try to find a rotation that sticks because the Lakers still, in my opinion, are not deep at all. Again, I told you about seven for sure rotation players right now for the Lakers. That depends all of A, Marcus Smart is healthy, and B, Marcus Smart can play defense anywhere near to the level he once did. If he can, then obviously he's going to be very much a needed individual out there. Also, his shooting, can he at least be acceptable shooting 34-35% from 3? If he can do that, then, but my gosh, that will help out the Lakers immensely. Old school football. I'm a Lakers fan and we stink. Please trade Luka. Doncic, LeBron James, Reeves away. Let's rebuild. Well, first of all, old school football. Great to have you here. Truly appreciate it. Lakers stink. I don't know how you can say the Lakers stink when the Lakers have one of the top MVP choices right out there in Luka Doncic. I would have liked them to go ahead and build upon Luka a little bit more wisely and more judiciously during the offseason. They chose not to. They chose to go ahead and look towards opening up the cap space for 26 and 27. But we do have a competitive team. Virtually everyone I've spoken to this summer, whether they're an expert, whether they're a fan, whether they're everybody out there, says the Lakers won't suck, that they'll still win 48 to 52 games this season. In fact, right now, I think the Las Vegas has them 48.5 wins. That's not a team that sucks. That's a team that's right there in that 4 to 6 mix. Now, I don't know what your definition of a team that sucks is, but if they do play at the level where they are winning 48 to 50 games, that's still going to probably leave them right there as a team that can be competitive in the Western Conference. Now, is it a championship team at this time? No. A lot would have to go right, and Luka would have to play on another stratosphere and be able to carry this team, which he carried Dallas before, in order for the Lakers to get for another finals run. I'm not going to kid you wrong. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid quite yet on that one. I know Mark is in our chat. Yeah, who great guy. Still waiting though, Mark. Still waiting with my controller in hand. Still waiting to play some Gears. The other day, Mark and I were supposed to play Gears. He said, "I just got to go to the market. I'll be right back." Still waiting to play Gears of Wars, my friend. But all good to have you here, my friend. Just thought I'd tease you on that. But Mark has more positivity on the Lakers. Thinks they'll go far. In fact, I've talked to a lot of beat writers. I've talked to a lot of experts from around the world as part of my team coverage, NBA team coverage for each and every NBA team. And you guys would be surprised at the number of people who have the Lakers as a team that can still be at a level for competing with the championship. They see them in that mix. So you guys, even old school football, take solace in that there are still quite a few people who think the Lakers can compete at a high level this season. And again, if everything goes well and they go right around what Vegas has them at, that's still 48.5, 49, 50 wins right there. That's what they're looking at as far as from Las Vegas. So if you take the over, that's still a pretty good year. They finished third in the West with 50 wins. I think it's going to take a little bit more than that to stay in third place in the Western Conference. I think it's going to take 52 to 54 wins, I think, for a third place team in the West, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Again, a lot relies on Luka and how much he can take command of this team and how much he'll be able to play at an MVP level, similar to what we've seen in EuroLeague in recent weeks. We lost in 5 to Bold Bay Will's philosophy. Yeah, that's something that we need to address. Remember the old school football. You are forgetting the primary thing in the playoffs. The playoffs are about matchups. And if the Lakers get a better draw or someone that they play against better in the playoffs, like OKC, they match up with OKC and have played them really well in recent years. We know about as well Golden State, if they meet them, as far as they've been able to manhandle them. It's all about matchups. And so if the Lakers have the right matchups going into the playoffs, they can at least go a couple rounds, with the right matchups. But you're right. I know that you have some concerns. The Lakers with DeAndre Ayton, again, a very questionable as far as what we see from him. Some people are more positive on DeAndre Ayton than others. Some people are negative because of the bridges he's burned already. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see as far as the concern. I'm leaving my door open as far as DeAndre Ayton to see what he can do because there's money on the line. And that's the thing that I want to take from the regular season, which I said is different from the playoffs. The regular season, the Lakers are highly motivated to win games, to play well, because they have 7 players, I believe, that are on the final year of the contract or could opt out at the end of the season and ask for more money. And as you and I both know, money is a great motivator in this setting as far as in life. Money is a great motivator in anything in life. Money is a great motivator. And the fact is that, with DeAndre Ayton, Austin Reeves, Rui Hashimura, Marcus Smart, also as well, Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent, that's 6 right there off the top of my head. Jackson Hayes. There's 7 right there. 7 players who will be incentivized to do better than they have been doing in order to go ahead and collect or go past go to get $200, so to speak, to collect the kind of money. So incentivized players may play better during the season. You're right. But does that still provide a good matchup? Again, it's all about matchups. If the Lakers have the right matchups, they may be able to go a couple rounds. If they don't, you could be right, old school. It could be another 5-game and out situation with the wrong matchups. So we'll have to wait and see. Laker fanatic, great to have you here, Gerald. What if Reeves tears his ACL 8 inches back and LeBron gets hurt? I think you've just answered your own question, Laker fanatic. On that, there's, if Reeves tears his ACL, Ayton injures his back, and LeBron gets hurt, then I think we know where that season goes. It doesn't take a genius to know where that season will go. Then the Lakers will obviously look to move some assets at that point in time because the season will probably not be working out to the extent we would like it to. Best League says Ayton will have a monster game. Ayton, Best League, I do not have enough faith in Ayton yet. I have to see it on the court. He has burned 2 bridges, not just 1, but 2. He's burned 2. He has all the talent in the world as a number 1 draft pick overall, but he's burned 2 bridges before. So we'll have to wait and see it. His peak powers, his peak dominating was in Phoenix several seasons ago. We'll have to see if he can find that lost power. And again, he'll be severely motivated to do so because if he doesn't do well this season, then the money won't be there for him. The starting spots won't be there for him. He'll just regress. And for a guy who's just hitting his prime now, supposedly, that's a very disappointing to see if ultimately his career trajectory is towards as a backup center or as a also ran or afterthought center than what he should have become as a number 1 overall draft pick. We'll have to wait and see, Best League, but I am not convinced yet on DeAndre Ayton, and nor should you be, because again, he has burned 2 bridges. He's had opportunities with 2 teams to excel, but has found his way out through discontent, arguments, issues behind the scenes, lack of focus. Those issues have earned him ways off of now 2 teams, including the team that drafted him number 1 overall in the NBA draft. So we will have to wait and see if this is the biggest motivator of all this season, because there should be no more reason he should be motivated to play. I mean, he should be motivated to play this season more than any other. So he is a key factor for this. Laker fanatic, Gerald, are you ready for a year 2 Bronny leap and him potentially starting over Luka? Laker fanatic, first get off the cocaine because it really isn't good for you. It's obviously affecting your brain. Bronny has been terrible so far in the NBA this season, as I indicated, and as the stats indicated. He is very up and down. His shot did improve. His 3-point shot did improve, but he's still below average from the outside. He's still a 6'2" guard. He can only play off guard because he can't facilitate the offense. He was terrible at that this summer. So again, he can become a decent level defender. He may even progress to a high level defender if given the opportunity. But no, he will not progress above Luka. So please, cocaine is not good for you. So I would advise you stop taking it, because with those kind of comments, or should I just call you fluent farts, which you might be, because if you're the same moniker because I already timed you out, you want to go ahead and keep saying those comments by all means. But yeah, if you're asking dumb questions like that, you're going to get a response responding from me in that matter. Johnny says, what's up, Johnny? Great to have you here. Austin's comparable to AD now. What do you mean by that, Johnny? Because he's not comparable to AD. He can get a double-double, but did he ever dominate to the point where it's AD level? No, because if you forget at the beginning of last season, it tailed off, But at the beginning of last season, AD was playing like one of the top 10 players in the game for the first month of the season, averaging about 25 to 30 points a game, 10 to 12 rebounds a game, two blocks, 2.5 blocks. So yes, he was playing at a level that he was in the MVP conversation at the first month. And DeAndre Ayton has never done that even at any point in time. So that's something we'll have to wait and see. Ayton was eager to come to LA and plays next to Lee. He must have some plans. Well, I hope so, Best. I hope so, because if he doesn't, he's going to be out a crap load of money. And in doing so, being out, a crap load of money, he has only himself to blame, because he obviously has talent. He obviously has touch around the rim. He has touch from about 10 to 15 feet out. He does have a good feathery stroke. He can shoot decently at the line. He can play with power and force when he chooses to. He does have a very strong physique. But the thing is, does he want to do it? Does he feel like he needs to do it? Does he enjoy the game of basketball enough? If he doesn't enjoy the game of basketball enough this season when the money is on the line, then we'll see. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, my friend? Great to have you here. A lot of Lakers fans agree. Again, I want to see it on the court from DeAndre Ayton, and he is going to be motivated because that money is on the line for his future. Because, and I said it before, if he picks up his second-year option with the Lakers, that means his year this year was a failure. As simple as that. If he picks up the second year of this option, it means he either got hurt or he absolutely tanked. And if he absolutely tanked and he's washed already at 26, going on 27, it's a very sad statement that's the case. And you can see the talent. You can see the ability that he could be a 18, 19 points, 10, 11 rebound player, because his stats are 15 and 10 all time as far as for his career. So he's going to be motivated to play. I need to see him out there and be motivated and stay motivated and stay on the up and up and stay on the right side, and don't sass back at the coach. Don't try to be a malcontent. Don't try to be someone that's going to burn this bridge, because this bridge is very important to him right now for his monetary future. AD lost his hunger after he won a ring. I don't know if that's the case, Johnny. Again, we will circle back to that first month last year where he was playing at an MVP level. He looked pretty damn hungry to me. Unfortunately, it all started to go awry. Injuries started to set in, but at least he was motivated for that period of time. And in Dallas, he may be motivated to play again to prove a point to the Lakers, but we'll wait and see. But Ayton has something to prove with Luka. Well, he has something to prove, period, that he can still play as a starting center in the NBA. If he can't do it here, he might not be able to do it as a starting center again. Because if he flounders here, he's going to be out a lot of money, and a lot of people are going to just not look at him again as a starting center in this league. Best League says 8 and 16, 10 and 1.6. That's good. That's still underwhelming, Best League. If he does 16, 10, and 1.5 blocks a game, that's good. That's right. But that's not what a number one overall draft pick should be doing. He should be dominating, as the phrase goes. So he should be playing at a level a little higher than that. And hopefully we will see that happen. I mean, if they get that from the Lakers, if he gives that to the Lakers, that's fine. That's good. They do need rebounding. They're one of the poorest rebounding teams in the league last year. So obviously having someone that come in, great. If he can do 1.6 blocks a game, if he can anchor the defense, if he can anchor defense that's in the top 15, because I expect the offense to be in the top 5 in the NBA. If everyone's healthy on this Lakers team, I expect the offense to be top 5 in the NBA. If the defense is in the top 15 and he's the one anchoring it, I think that's what will make people take notice. 1.6 was an assist. Okay. Well, I don't think we worry about DeAndre Ayton's assists. Actually, him getting to the free throw line best. You look at his free throw stats as far as quantity. There's an inside joke among the NBA that set your watch every 2 weeks. DeAndre Ayton will get to the free throw line. So he has to get to the free throw line a little bit more often. That's something, obviously, that's a part of his game at 7 as a 7-footer who plays center, has to be more aware of. The fadeaway shots is something he has to tone down a little bit on, because I know he likes it and thinks of those fancy, but it's not as effective as if he tried to post up instead of do fadeaways. So yeah, that would be a problem. Johnny says 1.6 assists. Ayton would make the Lakers worse. Again, we're looking for him to be more of a rim finisher. Go with the as far as pick and roll with Luka, pick and roll with LeBron, finish at the rim, or get nice, clean-looking shots right there from 8 to 12 feet. That's his bread and butter right there. That's what he can do. That's what he should be doing. He should be effective in controlling the paint and being a force, and not somebody that people forget about. Oh, that's right. I thought DeAndre Ayton was. I didn't know. Forgot DeAndre Ayton was out there. I don't want to hear anybody saying that this season, because if you forget DeAndre Ayton is out there, then he's not doing his job. Old School Football says Ayton has better stats than Zubac. I don't think so. I think you're incorrect on that as far as from last season. If you're talking overall, because he was a number 1 draft choice and Zubac was a second-round draft choice, I think that's a little bit unfair comparison. But you are incorrect on that, Laker fanatic, as far as who had the better stats last year. Because Ivica Zubac had his best year last year in the NBA. So definitely looking forward to seeing if he can, continue that for the Clippers. Unfortunately, didn't do that for the Lakers. But I will say, again, he did have better stats than Ayton did last year, because Ayton, I think, only averaged 14 points a game as he was burning his bridge in Portland. Last year, Ivica Zubac, 17, almost 13 rebounds a game, 17 points, 13 rebounds a game, almost 3 assists. Field goal percentage was 63%. Not too shabby. And blocks, let's go ahead. Blocks per game. What about, he had about a block a game, but he anchored the NBA's 3rd best defense. So he statistically last year had a better season than Ayton. No, right now I would not put Ayton better than Zubac. I think I would take Zubac 100 times over Ayton, because Zubac is always focused to play the game of basketball. Ayton has a history of being unfocused. Ayton has to show me, and has to show you, and has to show Lakers fans that he can stay focused over an 82-game period. Right now, Zubac is playing at a much higher level than DeAndre Ayton. It is clear. It is simple. If you know the game of basketball, if you watch the game of basketball, you know in your heart of hearts that Zubac is playing better than Ayton. It's up to Ayton to prove to you, to me, and to everyone out there that Ayton can play at the level like we know a number 1 overall draft pick can play. Yeah, best. It's right now not even close right now. Zubac has been playing at a better level in this past season than Ayton. Because again, Zubac, I just said it right now, 17, 13, a block game, 17 and 13, a block a game, 2.7 assists. And again, he anchored the 3rd best defense in the NBA. I don't see Ayton do that. Ayton would not be, if Ayton did anywhere close to that, Laker fanatic, which I don't know. Are you really a Laker fanatic? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. But if Ayton was close to that, he would not have been let go by the Portland Trailblazers this offseason. Sports Baby says Dodgers lost. Yes. Well, again, Sports Baby, I have said to you all season, you've heard it on this show, the relief pitching on the Dodgers has absolutely sucked, and they didn't do enough to address it at the trade deadline. So they're reaping their just rewards on that. Their relievers are like hitting it off of a T-ball in Little League. It's just like one hit after another. It's just like, pick how many runs. Well, the Dodgers need to be up by 10 runs before it gets to the relief pitchers, just to be safe, because the bullpen is one of the worst bullpens in the major league sports, baby. I've said it all season long. Joe denied it earlier this season. He just thought it was crazy for saying it. They have one of the worst bullpens in the major leagues. It's just that simple. The statistics bear it out. Their ERA is in the bottom 10 in Major League Baseball. They've given up one of the worst home run, given up as many home runs as some of the worst teams in the league as far as relief pitchers are concerned. They are terrible, and they did nothing to address it, and that's their own fault. Yeah, Roberts taking the starting pitchers out too early. Gee, well, yes, and going to that bullpen. And whether you say he's tired them out, but they weren't even good in the first place to what they are now. Again, these managers, because they're following the analytics, Joe's favorite word, like he mentioned on his show. Okay, he was kidding. He hates analytics. They are taking the pitchers out too, or the starting pitchers too out too early, because they're putting in the relievers, and the Dodgers relievers absolutely suck right now, and they didn't do anything to address it, so it's going to be continuing on. Johnny says if Ayton averages 1 block a game at 11 rebounds a game at 15 a game, with the Lakers see this. What is your fascination? Johnny, you like Portland. Send him to Portland. Send him to Portland. Give him a shot there behind Young Hansen. There you go, John. I know you're a Portland fan now. You were a Sacramento fan. You're now a Portland man. Go ahead. Sign it. Go for Bull. There you go. But yes, there's a reason why Bull, according to Bass League, does not have a job. But then you also got to remember Westbrook is out of a job. Ben Simmons is out of a job. There's a lot of names out there that don't have positions in the league. You got to ask yourself why that is. But with the Lakers, again, it is Gerald Glassford. Thought Joe was going to join us, but looks like he is already down for the count tonight. But it is something I want to go ahead and say that, again, we will have a special show tomorrow. He will be here for, and so will John Costa be here for, and that is our radio show we're going to be doing tomorrow. Of course, Lakers Fast Break radio show, so looking forward to that, 8 p.m. Pacific. We're going 3 hours talking about the worlds of sports, including the Dodgers, including Major League Baseball, including the NFL, college football, and more. So go ahead and check it out tomorrow. But before we head on out, I will go ahead and touch on the last 22 minutes about some of the Lakers as far as the younger crowd that might impress in training camp. Some of them really need to impress in training camp. Otherwise, they've got a year at the G League level you're watching them. And that is Eric Dixon. I think he's the one that's been talked about by some of the guys around the league that I've been talking to you, as far as somewhat of keen interest, especially because the fact he led NCAA basketball in scoring, I believe, last season. And so as someone who has a 6'8" player, can shoot from the outside, shoot around 40%. He actually shot over 40% from 3 in college basketball. That might translate well to the league, but he has to become a better defender and a better rebounder. For a guy his size, I think 6'8", 250, he definitely has to be able to rebound better and play on that end better. That's why he didn't get drafted. So we're gonna have to see if he has what it takes to be able to provide anything for the Lakers now or anytime in the near future. Christian Coloco, that experiment is still ongoing. I know that we've seen some very rough returns for him. He had a couple moments in Summer League as far as on the defensive end, but can he put anything together? We'll have to wait and see, as he is on a 2-way. And also Adua Thiero. Again, guys, as a defender, looks like someone that maybe athletically can be a high-level wing defender, but he is a terrible shooter from the outside right now. I think he averaged 25% from 3, if memory serves, or in and around there. So obviously he knows what he needs to work on, because if we get another Jared Vanderbilt out there that is so one-sided as far as what he can contribute, that's going to be disappointing. But if he's athletic enough, maybe he can get out on the break, provides a lot of transition points for us. And something he does do well, I believe, is get to the line, get to the free throw line. Best League says, Gerald, who do you think is better, Jackson or Bol? Well, someone in the comments the other day, not here in the comments, but comments after the show, entered that they said Jackson still has potential. Well, Jackson is in his 8th year. Do you realize that? Jackson Hayes, I believe, is in his 8th year, or is he in his 7th? Let me go ahead and check. He's been in the league a while, guys. He's been in the league a while. This is his 7th season. Okay, 7th season, guys. And after 7 seasons, you kind of think he is who he is. But Bol, despite his offensive gifts, is, again, Best League, another one-sided player, as he is a very slow to be able to defend. Players draw him out, can easily get him around him, even though he does have the height advantage. Where do you put him? He is not strong enough for center. He is at forward, also at a disadvantage. Guard, they've tried him at guard. Phoenix and other teams have tried him. Phoenix tried to find a place for him where they could go ahead and put him into the rotation consistently, and he would pop with a 20-point plus game every now and then. But yeah, it just, I don't know where you find a spot for him at this point. It's really getting harder and harder because he has so many liabilities. So I would probably say right now, Bol is more skilled offensively. Jackson is better defensively, even though Jackson's defense also, his defensive deficiencies are also on point. I'd have to give it a slight nod to Jackson because of what he's less of an enigma than Bol. Bol is an enigma in and of himself. Yeah, that's, well, Bol, then tell Portland, because Portland might need a power forward themselves. They got centers, they've got some guards, they've got some nice forwards, but maybe they could use a power forward. And so go ahead, let them know. Let them know they could use Bol. So there you go. Can Hayes back up LBJ at power forward? Well, Hayes is not a great backup at anything right now, as we saw from last year. He is a one-dimensional player. As a pick and roll player, his defensive awareness is not that great. Bol, again, when you're talking about comparing him to Bol, and Bol is not even in the league, that's not, and the argument is there for both sides. So anybody who argues for Bol, I'm not going to argue wholeheartedly for Jackson Hayes. So if I'm having that kind of contemplation, that tells you all you need to know about Jackson Hayes right now and how bad a player he has been with the Lakers. So again, he has to step up his game, or he might be out of the league. He might not be able to find another spot. That's something he has to worry about. He has to be more consistent coming off the bench. As far as putting him at a number 4 position, you can't. If you have him, pair him alongside DeAndre Ayton and put those guys as twin towers or the twin 7-footers out there against some of the other 7-footers, that wouldn't work because you even have serious spacing issues. When Alper and Sengun and Steven Adams play, that's different because Sengun can space out and get people out to 20, 25 feet and then leave the inside to Steven Adams. And when you have Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hardenstein, Isaiah can work inside and Chet Holmgren can stay on the outside. We saw how effective that worked at times for Oklahoma City. Mitchell Robinson and Cat, those guys work effectively because Mitchell is an inside guy and Cat, he calls himself the best 3-point shooting big man of all time. So with that being said, I really have a hard time seeing Jackson Hayes as a 4 if your 5 is DeAndre Ayton, because you just don't have spacing. You have 2 guys that are just standing out there looking for lobs that essentially do the same thing. Again, it is Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for joining us. Truly appreciate you doing so. Looking forward to tomorrow's. Again, tomorrow we are going ahead and doing a full show on as far as 3 hours. Going to be a great time talking about the full world of sports. So definitely looking forward to seeing what your thoughts out there are on the world of sports. We'll be covered again the NBA, the Major League Baseball, the NFL, and more. We'll have guests on, and we'll be running it like a real radio show in 15-minute segments. So I think you guys will like it. Be hard hitting, fast hitting, be a quick 3 hours right there for you starting tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Pacific. There you go, indeed. Johnny says, so Bobo at the 4 is better spacing than Hayes. Well, Bobo can stretch it outside. So yes, but Bobo, you can drive around Bobo. you can get the ball around Bobo defensively. That just tells you all you need to know right now. So Xbox, yes, the trolls are running. I've already timed out Laker Fanatic, who I think was also the farts guy from earlier. So I think it's all the same person. And if he comes back again with those same dumb questions that he puts on Joe's channel. By the way, Joe's channel, the Joe Soro Experiment channel. If he puts on those stupid questions that he puts on Joe's channel, I just time out. I just time out and say goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow. He can still watch. The beauty thing is that he still is watching and providing me viewing hours while he's watching there, while he's trying to make up another moniker so he can give me more stupid questions. So it's great. I time him out. He can't talk anymore, but he still watches me and gives me more revenue, especially if he watches the ads. So it's a beauty, Mark. It's a beauty. Johnny says, so players will eat Bobo for... Yes, Johnny, yes. Again, if you played Bobo one-on-one and you drew him out, you could drive right around him. That's why he's not in the league right now, Johnny. You should always ask yourself, when you look at a player, guys, that you like for some reasons, that is not in the league, the first question you should ask yourself is, why is that player being ignored by 30 NBA teams? 30 teams are ignoring Bol right now. Maybe he'll get a training camp invite. I don't know if he's got one already. In fact, let me look it up right now, see if he's gotten a training camp invite. As far as I'm concerned, 2 days. So let me see what Arizona Central has, if they have the latest update on Bol to see if he has moved on and gotten a training camp deal. No, he's a free agent at this time. So Bol, Cody Martin, and Monty Morris from the Phoenix Suns are current free agents. So you got to ask yourself, why have 30 teams passed on signing Bol? Why have 30 teams passed on signing Russell Westbrook? Why have 30 teams passed on signing Ben Simmons? Ask yourself these questions, and I'm pretty sure you'll know the answer. You guys watch this stuff as well on that. Moses Brown better than Bol. I thought he was playing well. Best league in the G League. He was, I think, the G League Player of the Month, I think, for a month in the G League last year. He was playing really well. Had a couple really good games with the Mavericks, but didn't stick. He just, for some reason, he could just never stick in this league. They may be too slow to defend. He's another slow-footed guy that still can block shots. Obviously, can't teach 7-2, but he can rebound with the best of them. But again, if you draw him out, there his deficiencies lie. Kai Brown? Kai Jones. I'm sorry, Kai Jones. A lot of guys like Kai Jones. Athletic player, flamed out with Charlotte Hornets and the Clippers. Why is actually did pretty good with Dallas as well. After Moses Brown, I think on his 10-day contract or somewhere, they couldn't re-sign him, couldn't keep him on. So they had to let Moses Brown go. They got Kai Jones in there, and he had a couple good games with Dallas. Why can't he get back in the league? Guys, ask yourself that as well. So there's not much other options. Thon Maker, Darius Baisley. Well, Darius Baisley had a serious injury, Johnny, with the Lakers. I think, was it an Achilles? I never heard the update on Darius Baisley's injury. He suffered a significant leg injury during the summer league. So I think it was Achilles related, but that was just what I saw, but it was never clarified as far as what that was. So yeah, absolutely not looking good for Darius Baisley and his return to the NBA as of now. But they said a knee injury. So I could have sworn it looked like it looked like he popped Achilles. But again, they're saying it's a knee injury. Either which way, it's still not a good future for Darius Baisley. Thonmaker was a reach, I believe, by Milwaukee, and that had never panned out as well. If we had cap room, we could get Chris Boucher. Well, Chris Boucher is now in the hands of the Boston Celtics. So he might even be starting for them if he has a good training camp. So I don't think we can go out and get Chris Boucher now. But if he does play well, I'm sure that the Boston Celtics, who are not looking to go ahead and win a title this year, will be looking to recoup some assets. So Chris Boucher could be on the trading block come February from Boston. So yes, for backup. Well, again, he's playing in Boston right now, best. So at some point, you got to let it go. Let it go. I mean, I have tried to let go. I know JSJ has yet let go of Zubats, leaving, being traded from the Lakers for a player who shall not. Well, okay, I'll name him Mike Effin Muscala. But anyways, yes, I've let that go. I know that JSJ hasn't, but again, we got to let it go that Chris Boucher is not going to be on the Lakers unless he is traded at the trade deadline because he's playing for Boston, at least the start of the season. We'll see how that works out. But again, it's the Lakers fast break. Again, Adjut Diarra is someone I'm interested to see as far as this defense, which could already be coming in at an NBA level. He could be, if he's healthy and plays well during training camp, he could look like the best defender that we have out there by the end of training camp. There is that possibility. Now, that's at a very high bar because you have Jared Vanderbilt, whose defense looks like has slipped. But with Jared Vanderbilt, I say again, I'm off Vando Hill, but he did have double foot surgery. So maybe it took him a year to kind of work things out. Didn't look that great. So maybe a year removed from all that, and he may look a lot better. So he may return to be one of the best defenders on the team this upcoming season. We'll have to wait and see. Marcus Smart, I know that Jovan Buha is infatuated with him right now. Says, there's the only starting line. This is the guy in our starting lineup. It has to be Marcus Smart. It has to be Marcus Smart. Well, I would, again, if he was ever on this show or I was ever on that show, I'd say, that's pretty sound thinking in theory. But the thing I'd throw back to him is the numbers 5 and 4, 54, because that's how many games he has played in 2 seasons. If you throw a guy out there that is not reliably been on the court, that should be of concern to you. You have to see if he can stay out on the court first. Give it 15, 20 games. 15 to 20 games. See if it works. See if he's out there giving you 20 to 25 minutes a game. See if he's shooting 35% from the field. And see if he's giving, most importantly, defense, not at the same level he was when he was DPOY, but at level of defense which makes him the best defender on the Lakers. If he's playing like that, then you can start him. But doing it right away with a guy who has not been able to stay healthy in seasons, plural, not season, seasons, plural. Yeah, definitely would be a concern to start him right away. So I have to respectfully oppose Jovan's already initiating Marcus Smart as a starting guard. By the playoffs, best, he might start. That I wouldn't be opposed to. I just want to give it some time to see if he can be healthy and stay on the court first. Just can't assume because he can run a few laps in training camp or play a few minutes in exhibition that he's going to play 60, 70 games in a season. If he plays 70 games for this season for the Lakers, that's obviously, again, another guy who's motivated by cash. By the way, Ruben, fight on. Go Trojans. 4-0. Yes. Yeah. It wasn't as close as the score indicated against Michigan State, but they're looking okay. They got some games coming up. If they win this upcoming game against Illinois on the road, I'll feel better about it. But their star wide receiver will not be playing. That's a problem. Or one of their star wide receivers. That is of concern to me. But if again, Smart has to show he can stay out of the court because he is incentivized by money, and so he will also be someone that maybe be able to go ahead and provide the Lakers with something they don't have. But he has to stay healthy and out of the court. I have to see things. I'm the type of guy I have to see it before. I can't go off of faith that everything's going to be all right now. He's signed with the Lakers, so he'll be healthy now. Let me see him prove it out there on the court. Because if it's like 5-7 games in and already he's spending more time on the training table than out there on the court, then that's a problem. That is a problem. So we'll have to wait and see. I would rather ease him back into it and be able to, like, say, game 20, 25. If the Lakers are suffering that much on the defensive end, then you look at him and starting him above Rui or Austin and then going from there. There is discussion on starting with Rui, and I think it's a mistake to have him Austin for, but overall, Austin is better. Again, Best, wherever you put Marcus Smart, I have no problem with. Just don't do it yet. See first how your team is, especially the two guys, Rui and Austin, who are playing for their biggest contracts of their career. That's something people forget. Rui and Austin next year probably will have, or at least they'll be trying to go for, the biggest contracts in their career that they will have, because they're a certain age where they fall out, their skill set right there. If they both have good seasons, they'll be getting their biggest payoffs of the career, because when they finish those deals, they'll be 32, 33, and they'll, of course, you'll see a scale down from there. So before you take that opportunity away from them, you got to go ahead and see how it looks. And again, you have to see if Marcus Smart can stay healthy out there on the court. I don't believe it yet. I want to believe it, but I have to see him out there on the court first. You just can't go off of faith when the statistics, the sheer statistics, and the sheer outcomes in Memphis, where he wore out his welcome, and Washington, where they were all too glad to get rid of him, show that he couldn't stay out on the court. Plus, like you said, Smart also is incentivized with money. Yes, he is. But he has to stay out on the court first and foremost to be a guy that's going to get that money. Because Smart, of the three guys, Smart, Rui, and Austin, of those three, Smart is the one that can come off the bench, play a certain way, and still get a big paycheck at the end of the day. Just because the way he plays, how integral he could be to the defense, if he shoots half decently from three-point area, and the fact that he can play a 1 or a 2 helps, or in fact he can play 1, 2, or 3. If he's a healthy guy and he's playing anywhere near close to the DPOY level, if he plays like that, he can come off the bench and still earn a big fat paycheck. If Rui or Austin start coming off the bench or get demoted to the bench, that is a serious hit to their potential earnings. And which, again, at the end of the day, I want the Lakers to win and field out the best teams, and whatever the best team is, let's do it. But doing it right away, we have to see if, again, Smart, who has been unproven in the past couple of years to stay healthy, he needs to show that he can stay out the court and contribute at that level, because he is the oldest of those three guys, and he has a lot more to prove. That's the point, if that's the case. Besley says the good thing about Smart is that we can play him all the minutes. Austin, Rui, and Luka are in the bench. Well, again, with Marcus Smart, I would also not push it as well. If you want him to stay out there as a player that's now on the other side of 30, I would start thinking about maybe limiting his minutes to 20, 25 minutes a game. If you start pushing him at 30, 35, especially early on, then you might come into those same concerns that I have in regards to injuries. I want to see him work up to that point. Start out with 20, 25 minutes a game, Then you work up to a starter level minutes and things of that nature if he is giving you that kind of contribution, which again, I have to see if he can still do, because he did not do that in Washington and he did not do that in Memphis. And that is a concern to me. In fact, he didn't even do that the last year in Boston. I mean, you talk to fans in Boston, his season tailed off dramatically from his DPOY season, the season before. That's why he was traded. And obviously they brought Drew Holiday in there. Drew Holiday was still playing at a level that maybe Marcus Smart couldn't. And you saw that they won the title shortly thereafter. I don't think that was by accident, guys. I really don't. But yeah, just a great conversation. Thought I'd come by for an hour. By the way, Best League, I got some good article from him. I just got to edit it out there, and I will be posting it here this week on the Lakers Fast Break channel for you guys to consume. He put some really hard-earned work into it. I just got to go ahead and make sure it's easy to follow along for you guys. And so I will be doing that, and I'm putting that out this week for Best League. And hopefully Best League, if he has the opportunity to put that out there to our audience in a written form, these written articles, I'll be able to put them out as often as he wants to go ahead and send them to me. So yes, credit Best League on that. I want to give all the credit. But yes, that'll be coming up this week. And then remember, also tomorrow, we'll be doing the 3-hour show. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So yes, Xbox says, yeah. No, no, it's from Best League. Xbox. It's from Best League. Yes, he put a lot of work into it. I've got the chance to read it. I just have to edit it and make sure it's great for our audience. And I will be able to do that. And maybe as early tomorrow. I got a lot on my plate tomorrow, but I will try no later than Tuesday to go ahead and put that out there and post it right here on the Lakers Fast Break YouTube channel. So you guys will be able to read that during your time while you're catching the NBA team previews. We're in the D's now. So for members, you're watching the Grant Asfith interview that I have. Really great guy. Man, he writes for 5 different outlets. 5 different outlets. So he is my latest interview that I posted talking about the Dallas Mavericks. I believe tomorrow for members, I will be posting for my conversation on the Detroit Pistons. And I've got a real treat for you there. Someone with a higher profile in the podcasting world. A real interesting guy. You probably, if you listen to your NBA podcasts that are out there, I have someone that's covering the Detroit Pistons that you might recognize. So I will leave that there for you. But that is for members coming up tomorrow. Looking forward to going ahead and do that. JSJ said, no, Joe. He said he was going to drop by, and in typical Joe fashion, said, I'll drop by for a little while, but then I got to really go start work tomorrow. I got to go early to work, and I got to go work too early. I said, okay. So I guess he had his grumbling, as I heard him earlier on the Joe Sorrell experiment. If you want to hear him talk lovingly about Dave Roberts for an hour and a half plus, it's right there. By the way, JSJ, I mentioned you earlier in the show, so please might want to catch that. Just wanted to say it was all in good fun, my friend. All in good fun. I'll just leave it at that. Joe is not coming. Well, he said he would be on, but I will tell you what, JSJ, he will definitely be on tomorrow, because tomorrow is our proof of concept show to radio stations that we want to sell our show to. And we are looking forward to producing a 3-hour show covering the entire world of sports. So Major League Baseball, college football, the NBA, NFL, they'll be all covered tomorrow on our 3-hour radio show. We're going to bring on guests that and have seen before for a few segments. But Joe, myself, and John Costa will be hosting tomorrow, and we'll be glad to do so. So yeah, just really great to have you guys here. Thank you again for joining us as I put you in timeout, old school football plays, so you're going to have to make another. See, it's funny because whenever I time you out, not only do I get the view, not only if you cut the ads, I get the ad revenue, but then you have to go all the trouble by making another moniker to go ahead and put up more of your dumb comments on there. Sorry, it's the life of a YouTuber. So you don't bother me at all. I love it. I love it. When you look at it from my perspective, yeah, it's great. Because at first, years ago, yeah, when first getting trolls, when you first start getting known and you start getting trolls, it's like, it gets bothering. It's a little bothering. It's getting a little annoying. Now it's just like, I love it. You're adding me revenue. You're adding me a view. And you're also getting easily taken off the air. And we love toying with you here on the show. So you don't bother me at all. So, hey, One Fly, haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Adam Silver needs to be removed as commissioner if he does not come down big on the Clippers for cheating. I agree, One Fly. I feel like he's taking it easy on Ballmer. He should not have to sell the team. And remember, One Fly, the most important fact in all of this, if you look at the agreement, the CBA, the NBA Constitution, for what it's worth, you look at the clause on as far as circumvention of the cap. It does not need to be definitive. You do not need a smoking gun. It says it can be circumstantial. If it is detrimental to the league can take action. And as we've been seeing on Pablo Torre finds out, there is quite an abundance of circumstantial evidence. Is there that one last connect the dot? I feel like when you were a kid and you were connecting the dots in the coloring books to make the entire, whatever the design would be, whether it was a character, cartoon character, whatnot. But if you guys remember, you know what I mean, when you were a kid, you opened up one of those, and again, I might be dating myself here, but the old coloring books, and you open up and you did the design, you're connecting 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and it would make a shape or to make a character, whatnot, and you're missing that last one. If that's what Adam Silver is looking for, then that might be a problem. But if you've got the other 99 connected, like you do have in this case, then it is really looking bad for this league. If he gets off with a slap on the wrist, that's a problem. And I think Kawhi Leonard should not get off on this either, One Fly. That's the one thing I think everybody is forgetting, Kawhi Leonard and Uncle Dennis and all this, and the pressure they put on teams and the side deals that they want, and the hustle and they all want, has been described as far as what they tried to ask for from the Lakers and from Toronto during his last free agency period and back in 2019. I really think that Kawhi needs to be disciplined, that you can't play around with these type of games. You cannot play around with these type of cap circumvention. You have to do things by the book, not only if you're the team, but if you're the player and representative as well. You can ask to do all these things, but it's like if you're asking for a bribe, when you ask the person for a bribe, it's wrong, but you're doing it anyways. And just because the person gives you a bribe, it should be disciplined. The person asking for the bribe should be disciplined as well. Kurt Affair says, can we get Uncle Dennis without getting Kawhi? Do you really want that, Kurt? Do you really? JSJ says, I wouldn't want Kawhi anymore. Oh, gosh, come on, guys. I've heard that from Tom, Laker Tom. I've heard that from all over. The Lakers, if Kawhi gets his contract voided, there's no way the Lakers should take him. If we're that close, let's say it gets into like 60 games in, we're like third or fourth place in the Western Conference, and Kawhi suddenly becomes available. Can't tell me you guys wouldn't be interested in. What's up, Kurt? Thank you so much. Like I said, we're going to try it. I've been asking for years to try and do something like this. Our resident diva, Joe Sorrell, finally relented on it. He's been trying to work on things back behind the scenes with his production studio, his fancy production studio, but he's just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it from my house. I said, okay, yeah. That's what I've been waiting for a while. So yes, we've been waiting for the diva. He's finally ready to go. Tomorrow is the day. It's our proof of concept. And if it goes well, I will be marketing that out to radio stations to see if they're interested in it. And if you guys like it and we get enough positive feedback from it, we might be doing it more often here on this channel as well. So, again, if you guys like it, that's the most important thing. And if you guys like it, we want us to do again, I would like to do that again, and we'll see. So, you guys are crazy if you don't want Kawhi. Yes. Again, sports baby. Despite all the issues with Kawhi, despite all the stuff there, if we're in a, if Luka's having MVP like season, we got like a 50 to 52 game season, like Laker Fanatic was someone earlier that said maybe might have been Lakers Fanatic said the Lakers suck. If the Lakers don't suck and they look like a team that could do some damage in the playoffs with the right matchups, of course, as I prefaced earlier, then I would say that Kawhi would be interesting as a minimum level pickup, because that's all we have. We don't have much in the salary cap. So there you go. Best League says if we get Kawhi somehow and stay healthy in playoffs, it's over. I wouldn't say that yet, Best League, because remember, Kawhi, staying healthy and Kawhi don't always go hand in hand. So I don't want people, when people say that, I've seen, okay, I'm living Vegas. I've been in sportsbook where people say, I got a sure thing bet here. It's the favorite. It's going to make me a lot of money. And then I've seen them lose and tear up their tickets, cry, and go and walk out the way out the casino. I have seen this. I have seen this amongst my friends at workplaces here in Vegas. Since I moved to Vegas, again, I've seen this. There's nothing like a sure thing. There's always a percentage that something can fail. So I want to see that happen. Kawhi coming on Lakers would be could be a really good thing, and could be if he can play at a high level. But if he gets a knee injury like 3 games in, then what are you going to do? Because the Lakers won't be able to diagnose it. It's going to be Kawhi's team that will diagnose it. And here we go again. The other stuff with Kawhi. I mean, we talk about the stuff with LeBron as far as all the outside stuff. Kawhi has a lot of outside noise as well. His own team, medical staff, et cetera. I guess he commutes from San Diego via helicopter or whatnot. I don't know how he does it. I don't know his lifestyle or anything like that. I've just heard bits and pieces of his life with the Clippers. So yeah, again, not for sure, but it would be okay. Oh, there you go. There's Joe. He's there now. Thought you were going to sleep, man. Thought you had a busy work day earlier in the morning tomorrow. Sinblades, by the way, Sinblades with the Y.com. There you go. But JSJ, you asked for it. You asked, where is Joe? Joe appears. It's like Joe Henry. Say his name and he appears. Sports Baby says you can't rant without swearing, so there won't be. No, that tomorrow there will be a rant. He can rant without swearing. Joe is a college educated level individual. He can have a rant, and an effective one, without swearing. I put that challenge to him. I think he will beat that challenge. I think he will meet that challenge and beat that challenge tomorrow. You said, Joe, that you were going better. You said you were going to stop by the show, but you were going to check out because you had stuff to do in the morning. Because you have got a supremely successful company in Simblades. And if you want to go ahead and you're in the Southern California area and you want to go ahead and have a better lawn today, you'll understand why Joe is so busy at Simblades. Simblades with the Y.com. Yes, JSJ, you believe in Joe Soro. That's right, just like Joe Henry. He can't say that, Sports Baby. You can't say that when you're on the air on public radio. You could say like Pussycat, but that's the best way you should be saying it if that's the case. But meow meow on that one. So, guys, just truly appreciate you joining me. Thank you for stopping by. Again, I have many more NBA team previews to go ahead and showcase to you guys. If you want to get it first, go ahead and become a member today for just $2.99. That's it. John Costa is the true wild card. Yes. John knows, though. I have already spoken to John, and I've already told these guys that they can't use language. It defeats the purpose. I don't have a dump button. And if we get a radio show, I'm sure there's a producer there. They can do the dump buttons all they like. But I don't have a dump button tomorrow. And I'm going to challenge the guys that they cannot, and I think they will exceed my challenge. You know what? I said I didn't have faith. I have faith. I have faith in Joe Sorrell. I have faith in John Costa. I have faith those guys will go ahead and they won't let me down. They won't let me down at all. But Dante, great to have you here. Xbox says I'm going to do your 30,008 steps yesterday, but I'll tell you what, Xbox, anything above 25,000, you're the man. Just keep at it. Next time, though, let me know if you can't come back in the market in time to play Gears of War. So we're waiting for you, man. It's like waiting for you. Like I was like 1:30. I was like, where is Xbox? I've got to go to bed. I was just like waiting for you, man, because you just said you were going to go to the market. No worries, man. But I'll catch up with you on Gears because I had a lot of fun the other night playing Gears of War. It's better playing with co-op because that game hasn't aged well. I mean, it looks better, but the Gears of War Reloaded the AI is dumber than bricks, so it's always better when you play with it with somebody else. So there you go, indeed. But the Curd Affair, I would laugh, and Joe and John are well behaved, and Gerald ends up being the sailor mouth. Not when the money's on the line, my friend. Not when the money's on the line. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe, Kurt, you will push me over the line, and I will actually use foul language on our foul language free show tomorrow. You might be the key to our failure as a radio show, but we will have to find out if that's going to be the case. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. I'm going to head on out. Hopefully, you will take this as far as your Monday morning drive. Hopefully, you will have a safe and happy Monday. We will lead you tomorrow night, again, 8 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube, the Lakers Fast Break, also of course, Facebook, and of course, Twitch as well. All those stations, all those channels will have the Lakers radio show, the Lakers Fast Break radio show, live right here at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to it. 3 hours of nothing but good sports talk with me, John, and Joe, plus guests out there. Alfred's coming by. Also, he's returning. He's been busy, but he is coming back specific for this. Of course, my good friend Chris Sardieri, he's also been busy, but he's coming back on for her segment as well. And Legend is also coming on for a segment as well. Now, if you guys somebody that knows the NHL that wants to talk with us for 15 minutes, I can squeeze that in tomorrow night. But you guys got to have that person get a hold of me that wants to come on tomorrow that knows the NHL. Lakers Fast Break at yahoo.com. Lakers Fast Break or yahoo.com, or put it in the comments after the show. If you have somebody that knows the NHL, because the NHL exhibition season just started, I would love to go ahead and put him on or them on for 15 minutes. But let me know. But if not, I got it covered. I got it covered. We've got rants, we've got sports talk, we've got interviews all lined up for you tomorrow. It is our proof of concept show for radio stations anywhere out there that wants to pick us up. Looking forward to it indeed. But once again, it is Gerald Glassford to the Lakers Fast Break. Please like and subscribe so you get the latest notifications on all of our NBA team previews that you can catch the Lakers radio show that we're doing tomorrow, the Lakers Fast Break radio show, where we're covering the world of sports. Looking forward to that tomorrow. And then, of course, all the good stuff we bring to you right here, including Best League. Best League, his written article that he's going to be putting out there. I'm putting it out there on the Lakers Fast Break channel here. So check out what Best League will be writing about here in a matter of days, just weeding through, editing through, and I'll have that finished this week. Looking forward to it. And last but not least, don't forget my good friend Drip Show. Drip Show store. Go to Drip Show store. You saw the cool, awesome Kobe Genesis canvas thing. I'm gonna put it up behind me. I just got to figure out how I'm gonna rework it because it's actually larger than the posters you see behind me. So I got to figure out how it's gonna fit on the back wall there behind me. So you are gonna see it on a regular basis. But if you want something like that for your Christmas holiday season, I highly suggest you do it sooner rather than later. Get a quote today from Drip Show Shop. That's Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. You can reach out to him. He can get you a quote, and you can go ahead. You've seen all the stuff he's done as far as Kobe related, Dodgers related stuff. You've seen the stuff he does hats for Joe. He's done T-shirts for Joe. Go ahead and make sure you go ahead and hit up my friend Drip Show Shop today. Curtis first says, I sure Shawnee was talking about the Blue Jays clinching a playoff spot. Shawnee was talking about a lot of things off the camera, but that's neither here nor there. My best to you, Sean, Magic Man, wherever you're at. Wishing you all the best, my friend. Hopefully you'll come back to us soon, and hopefully you will come back to us soon, like tomorrow, when we got another NBA team preview and our big 3-hour radio show coming up right here on the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Three hours, guys, live, 8 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Lakers Fast Break. Oh my God, 3 hours with Joe and John. What could possibly